how do you think that mental strength, mental healing, mental wellness, and mental resilience, how do you think that they go together with action, adventure, along with advocacy and awareness? I'm coming right now from the front lines as a certified emergency and mental health registered nurse of emergency and mental health to help you figure out how you can have more mental strength, mental resilience, mental healing, mental wellness. Watch that collide with action, adventure, and pouring that out as advocacy and awareness. We're going to discover that today together at the updated Bookstore Tour to highlight my 7 devotionals along with a fictional drama that's full of action, adventure, advocacy, and awareness. As I said, I'm Nurse Ann. There's a link at the website below, but let's jump into the Bookstore Tour today. We're going to start off with a fictional drama. It's called The Mental Falls First 6 Stories Edition, where you get to ride along with the frontline workers as they rescue those in crisis. And these crises are mental, physical, and spiritual. We all have mental, physical, and spiritual needs and crisis in our own life. So these shifts are 24/7. You will have to buckle up for this compelling ride filled with danger, action, lots of action, because it's written to be a television drama series and or web series with your help. It's also full of suspense, romance, faith, and inspiration. So we're going to jump into the Mental Falls First 6 Stories Edition. I'm going to let you know what each of those 6 books are about. It's in 6 short stories that I created as a busy nurse in my free time to highlight the struggles that people go through, that you go through, those that you take care of in mental health, emergency, just our everyday life. It also highlights the community, the church, the family, what everyone goes through, and you get to ride along with the frontline workers, also with their relationship drama and their inner thought struggles and battles, and see how they overcome that in this interconnected series. It's all in one book because it is interconnected, just like you're watching a television drama series. So much action there. But to make it almost free, it is in this one book, and to make it easier and more exciting, it was made into an audiobook. I'm going to show you what that looks like on Audible and iTunes. But it's Action, Adventure, Advocacy. It's the Mental Falls First 6 Stories Edition, written by Nurse Ann, narrated by Drama Simpson. And you know what? He brought it to life with action noises, different character voices, siren noises. You're going to feel like you're right there in the action and the emergency, on the streets and the healthcare system with the families and so on. So the Mental Falls First 6 Stories Edition by Nurse Ann, Audible and iTunes. After you check that out, leave a review, please. And you can also ride along on this book club. It's almost free in the one book. And I will break apart what each of those stories are about, highlighting different mental health struggles, emergency issues, family drama, frontline worker drama. We will do that after I go over the 7 devotionals that are available to help your mental healing, introspection, changing your life trajectory, being inspired even sometimes when we feel down, wellness of body, mind, and spirit. Like at the website nurseann.com, you can see below, it's there for your inspirational wellness of mind, body, and spirit, because what? They work together in synergy for your best health. So check out the website. In the meantime, I'm going to show you what each devotional is about and give you a little highlight. The latest just released is Mental Strength Devotional by Nurse Ann. It's 31 days of focus for growing your mental wellness and resilience to deepen your roots, along with building your faith on solid ground so that your mental wellness can blossom and thrive for your exponential growth. Do you want mental strength along with exponential growth and a deeper faith? So we'll talk about that. I'm going to actually open this up and tell you what some of the chapters are about in a minute. And also released recently was your Everyday Legacy Poetry Devotional by Nurse Ann. It's a splash impactful transformation as you go. Because you know what? Your life legacy isn't just for the future, but it's also everyday encounters tending to the garden of our soul, cultivating a deeper relationship with our Creator. We will have that newness and freedom to emerge. And these blessings are going to produce for you joy, peace, and wonder. Don't you want a sense of wonder to come back into your life? And it's going to refresh the lives of those we encounter. The inward and outward transformation is going to spring forth with endless ripples onto the ocean of humanity. We're going to jump into that and see what this is all about in a minute. And then there's also the Ignite Life Poetry Devotional. As you go, dare to inspire and bless everyone in your path. And this is full of very serious life struggles, life stories that we encounter daily. They're filled with struggle, triumph, joy, sorrow, self-doubt, and everything in between to challenge yourself to discover these stories in your own life and the lives of others. Very serious topics in here that we will go over in a minute, but also with inspiration and a devotional. And then a lot of people gravitate to this. It was my first attempt at spoken word and also included a devotional. Very helpful for mental healing. It's the Mental Healing Poetry Devotional by, once again, Nurse Ann. Link at the website. But in here I show you my very first spoken words. I was really inspired by Hosanna Wong. She really brings a lot of spoken word to life, and it challenged me to give this a try. Because to me, it shows a spoken word that you can tell a story in a short amount of time with passion, passionately and succinctly tell that story. And so it's the Mental Healing Poetry Devotional. We're going to jump into that also in a minute. I have the Inspiration Battles Devotional, Biblical Medicine for Real Life, and Soul Searching with a dose of encouragement. Because the battle to stay inspired can seem overwhelming at times. And I want you to overcome and thrive and have that inspiration for your life. So we'll jump into that also because I want you to find new hope and inspiration in this A to Z devotional exploration. Then I also have Energize Health, Body, Mind, and Spirit, because what? They work together in synergy. Speaking of health, everyone get a drink of water. It's even healthy for your cells, your brain cells, your body cells. Do you want healthy cells? Get that drink of water. I'll wait for you. So, Energize Health, Body, Mind, and Spirit, designed to propel your total health for body, mind, and spirit. Let's get started. And my very first devotional, a lot of fun to make. It's a lot of fun to read. It's the Word Puzzles Devotional, because I took interesting words and I linked it to everyday life and our inner thought struggles, along with relevant biblical prescriptions to get your dose of wisdom and inspiration so you can overcome and thrive. Hope a new light for your life journey. Guess what else is in the Word Puzzles Devotional? Medicine for your soul. Do you need soul medicine? So, Word Puzzles Devotional. We'll jump into that one too in a minute. And before we jump into what the devotionals are about, I'm going to give you a highlight of each of the 6 stories in the interconnected fictional drama series called the Mental Files First 6 Stories Edition. So as I said, it is in one book, but I will just show you the individual stories, but it's much cheaper, almost free in the one book because it's all one big story at the end of the day. And you're going to get to see the different struggles, the mental health struggles, the emergency struggles, even the mind battles and the relationship drama of the frontline workers, and watch how it's interconnected all the way to the end. But it's also like watching a continuing television drama series, reading it, listening to it on the audiobook with the frontline workers and how their relationships progress, and just all the action and adventure, danger, suspense, and romance in that. So you can ride along on the book club, link on the website, also listen to the audiobook. I'll show you that one more time and then we'll jump into the description. So the Mental Files First 6 Stories Edition, Audible and iTunes. You can check that out. You will love it. So the first one is the Mental Files Sheep Among Wolves. What is that about? So you're going to ride along with caseworker Lita and Officer Leon as they try to convince the man hovered on the edge of the bridge not to do the unthinkable. And can they rescue the naive young lady whose mind is being ravaged by frightening hallucinations? Will the paranoid young lady, Julie, trust the caseworker and nurses, or will the confused little lamb listen to her so-called boyfriend that she met at the bus stop? What do you think will happen? Does the lonely caseworker fall for the handsome officer in spite of the nagging red flags? Will she rely on faith or go with her feelings? Join the frontline workers as they battle forces of darkness, seen and unseen. The ships are 24/7. Once again, buckle up for this compelling ride filled with suspense, danger, action, romance, faith, and inspiration. We get into mind battles, hallucinations in here, thought disorders, homelessness, relapse, addiction, depression, and just see the being rescued from the street, then to the emergency room, the hospital, the community, the families, the church, and just see how it's all interconnected, leading you into the action with the mental files, Dr. John Doe. And this one we deal with memory disorders, Alzheimer's, dementia, just family dynamics, and you're going to find out why is this elderly man running in traffic screaming he's a doctor. And you're going to follow the officer, the caseworker, the nurses, and their newest ride-along from the street to the healthcare system. And speaking of the romance, will Leon and Lita take their relationship to the next level? Mental health struggles, thought strongholds rage in this ongoing drama. What role does God play in the outcome? Once again, the shifts are 24/7, so buckle up for this compelling ride, leading you into more action and the mental files, a tent under the bridge. Will the homeless woman let the frontline workers help her find a safer life? Can the new paramedic handle the trauma and drama? And why did Julie run away again? Will the caseworker be able to trust the handsome officer again? Once again, the ships are 24/7. Action, danger, romance, faith, and inspiration. We get into a lot of homelessness advocacy and just different aspects of disorders and the relationships in here, big things going on. The Mental Files, a tent under the bridge. And the next book in the series is the Mental Files Defenders of the Week. Right along on the continuing drama series as the frontline workers attempt to rescue those in crisis, mental, physical, and spiritual. Can Chandra break out of her paralyzing fear and anxiety? Stop allowing the bullies to take over her existence and place her in danger. Have you ever dealt with bullies? Have you ever dealt with anxiety? Will she be able to help the stranger with a similar struggle? Have you also found ways when you're going through something to help others? And sometimes that also helps you and lifts up your spirits, and the two of you or the group can figure out ways to handle situations. Or will the opposition take them both down? Also, will the Frontline Workers Project to help the less fortunate be thwarted by the community and some of the church members who don't want their comfort disturbed? Is the opposition willing to place others in danger to keep their status quo? Strongholds to be broken. A God who is able. The shifts are what? 24/7. Buckle up for the bumpy ride. And leading you to next to the last is the Mental Files Ready, Willing, and Able. Get a drink of water and we're going to go talk about this one. Get your water. That's your nurseann.com tip. Health for you. So ride along with the frontline workers on the continuing drama as they discover that problems exist in every type of household, for richer or for poorer. And sometimes the unlikeliest of people can be the actual heroes' abilities triumph over a spectrum of doubt. We talk in here a lot about the spectrum, autism, disabilities, even how people, no matter what's going on in their life, what limitations they may feel, diagnosis, limitations, that they can still have their own talents shine in the world, be the actual heroes, and help others out in those situations. I have seen that in my career, in my life. Even if someone feels like they're lower or stuck in disabilities, that they can help in so many ways. And a lot of times they're really in tune to the thoughts and the feelings of others, and they try to help. It's so beautiful. And also, will the young paramedic make wise or hasty relationship decisions? What about you? Do you make wise or hasty relationship decisions? We talk actually a lot about that in some of the devotionals and on my podcast. You can see at the website, nurseann.com, and with an E, there's a podcast tab, Patreon, YouTube, along with some other tabs for your mental wellness and relationships that just talk about trauma bonds, why we make certain decisions in our life, and we get a lot of help for that. Anyway, wise or hasty relationship decisions. And why does the mental health nurse get sent to the emergency room? What happens in this drama? Can the community and church finally accept the so-called different people in their midst? So buckle up for this fictional drama series highlighting mental health and relationship drama. Discover if the team can help those in crisis of mental, physical, and spiritual. What role does God play in the outcome? The shifts are what? 24/7, danger, action, suspense, romance, faith, and inspiration. And that's the Mental Files, ready, willing, and able, leading you into the season finale, which is out of control. One more won't hurt, or will it? When does the seemingly harmless fun cross into the realm of out of control? What about your own life? When does seemingly harmless fun cross into out of control? Placing others in danger, sometimes yourself. Does the entitled patient comply with his treatment, or will he make the frontline workers pay? Do you deal with entitled customers in your life, in your line of work? Of course you do. And will the big event get canceled due to the officer's mistake? Can he be forgiven, given the benefit of the doubt? What will reign? New beginnings or old habits? Right along on this continuing series. And that is the Mental Files Out of Control. It's a season finale. As I said, it's written to be a television drama and or web series with your help. So this is the first 6 stories edition, and that is the season finale. And you're going to love the twists and the turns and what happens in the culmination of the relationship in this episode. And once again, one more time, it's in one book, the Mental Files First 6 Stories edition. It's almost free. There's a link on the website. It's on Amazon and other booksellers. And of course, the audiobook on Audible and iTunes, the Mental Files First 6 Stories edition. So exciting. So now we're going to jump into some intros of the 7 devotionals. That's going to help your mental healing, mental strength, mental wellness, along with making new life plans, life introspection, building your faith, increasing your health of body, mind, and spirit. It's all there because I want that. I really want that for you, as I'm sure you want that for yourself and others. More water, more agua. Okay. So as I said, the latest is Mental Strength Devotional, 31 days of focus for growing your mental wellness and resilience. I'm going to go over some of the chapters in here for you. I do want to tell you it's also inspired by Psalm 1:3 that reminds you that you can be like a tree planted by rivers of water that brings forth fruit in their season. Your leaf will not wither, and whatever you do will prosper. Do you want to prosper in your life in whatever you do? Of course you do. So Mental Strength Devotional. In the chapters in here, we talk about amygdala anxiety, which leads you to that fight, flight, or freeze that we all get in that. And the fight, flight, or freeze is good when you're in actual danger, but sometimes our everyday stressors can cause us to get in that fight, flight, anxiety state, which is not healthy for our body and our brain at all. So we're going to talk about tips on how to break out of that, and a devotional also to think about that. In Philippians 4 reminds us to be anxious for nothing. We're going to talk about that more and help you meditate and journal your thoughts. We talk about authority in chapter 2, ways to control your thoughts and take authority. Chapter 3 is authenticity versus cognitive dissonance. Do you lean more on your mind being confused and not kind of matching up with your life, or do you try to be more authentic? Your authenticity is beautiful. What is cognitive dissonance? Do you know? It is, a drum roll, a psychological state of discomfort that occurs when someone holds conflicting beliefs, values, or attitudes. And we're going to talk more about that, but then really get into how to be your authentic self. And that can be hard in our day-to-day interactions, to really live authentically and break out of boxes and mind boxes and all that good stuff. In chapter 3, we talk about chapter 4, breaking out of boxes. I have a lot of videos. It's breaking out of our comfort zones, breaking out of our boxes. And you're going to love that, because we all need to do that. We talk about brain strength, brain foods, criticism as fuel for growth. We do deal with criticism, and sometimes that can make us feel lower or stuck, but we're going to talk about how to use it as fuel for growth. And I also have a video on that on the website. We talk about your circle of friends, how that really helps your mental state and how you think and the actions that you take. We talk about contentment, collaboration, and brainstorming, dopamine cycles. Did you know that a lot of the decisions, most of the decisions that we make come back to our wiring, how we're programmed, trauma bonds, dopamine cycles, the chemical cycles in our brain that cause us to keep wanting to run back to what's familiar, to what brings that dopamine up, and find ways of how to interact with that in a better way for a better future. And then also emotional intelligence. That is so important in your life. And I want you to learn about that. Forgiveness, gratitude, introspection, that soul searching, stepping back, letting go. We talk about mind blocks, mindfulness, mental strongholds, our mindset, neuroplasticity. I did some videos about that, because no matter what limitations, injury, labels you feel you're stuck in, your brain is always rewiring, regenerating those new circuits and pathways, especially when you try new things. It's never too late. Your brain is regenerating. We talk about prayer, how that helps your mental outlook, purpose. Your life purpose is so important, to figure out your life purpose and go for that, and not get caught up in just quick dopamine cycles. We talk about resilience, mental resilience, life resilience, scripture, how that lays the foundation and guides our life, sharing our life and thoughts with others. And then we talk about, as I said, trauma healing and trauma bonds, because we can really get stuck in our brains, our thoughts, our relationship choices by trauma bonds. So we need that trauma healing, even when we don't realize that it's there. It usually is. We talk about victory, having that sense of wonder, and of course your wellness of mind, body, and spirit. So once again, link on the website, Mental Strength Devotional by Nurse Ann. And then the Ignite Life Poetry Devotional. As I said, we talk about really serious life struggles that people go with in the world. There is a poem that I did, and I also read some of those on the website. And then there's a devotional giving some help and encouragement for those situations. We talk about addiction, feeling isolated and awkward, people being strangers, traveling far, having to leave their country. We talk about abuse and being battered. We talk about human trafficking, homelessness, and street survivors. We talk also about trapped in memories, which is dementia, memory struggles, hiding our feelings. There's so much in here to just give that advocacy and awareness along with inspiration. So Ignite Life Poetry Devotional. I believe that you will enjoy that as you go. Dare to inspire and bless everyone in your path. And then the Mental Healing Poetry Devotional. We talk about life challenges along with God-ordained courage and healing to help us turn away from those mindsets controlled by fear. I don't want you to be controlled by fear. And there's inspiration to step into your true destiny of a faith walk and purpose-driven path. My very first attempt at spoken word is called Screams of Shame, talking about shame, how that can try to hold us down, but ways to deal with that and break out of that. Sheep Among Wolves, homelessness, mind battles, Man on the Bridge, Glow, Mother's Day poems, The Hole in My Heart, mental battles, temptation, change, healing storm, power, love, and a sound mind, puppeted or powerful, cage to conformity, encourage one another, quietness, there is more. But I'm going to let you check it out at the Mental Healing poetry devotional. There's also a tab on my website where I do read some of those to you and we talk about those. So there is also, my first one was the word puzzles devotional. I put interesting, different, unique words in here and talk about how it relates to our life, our inner thought struggles and mind battles, and just some help and inspiration in the word puzzles devotional by Nurse Ann, along with those biblical prescriptions in there. And we have the energized health, body, mind, and spirit. We all need energized health for our body, mind, and spirit. The inspiration battles devotional. We talk about many different things in here. We also talk about anxiety, anhedonia, being bullied, bitterness, complaining, our energy, our pain, ways to be noteworthy and make a difference in life, our mistakes, and so many more things to get inspiration for your life battles. And then there's the everyday legacy poetry devotional, because as I said, your legacy isn't just for the future. It's as we go in our everyday encounters. And I also have a tab on my website about your life legacy, where we do talk about most of these subjects, and also a new tab for the other one about transformation, life transformation. There's also a nurse's station, there's comedy, there's so much there for your mind, body, and spirit. But we are going to talk about your legacy of transformation, transforming your life. Starts with you before you can spill that on to others. We talk about the impact you leave, because your impact is as you go. Even if you're not on a stage with bright lights, lots of followers, nothing that you do is small or insignificant, because people are always watching how you react to the pressures of life, so you can make an impact. We talk about your legacy of kindness, so important. Don't you love it when people are kind to you? We talk about integrity. Integrity is one of the building blocks. Nothing else really matters if you're not having that integrity. We talk about advocating for others, advocacy, wisdom, building our life on wisdom, helping others win. Don't you love to help other people win? And don't you love it when people do that for you? Truth telling, telling the truth. Your self-worth starts also with that. We have to work on that to be able to help others and make that legacy and that impact. Being a peacemaker with boundaries. We talk about the intersection of being that peacemaker, but also having healthy boundaries. Once again, we talk about authenticity, because I think that's so important. A lot of times we get stuck in boxes and we're afraid to break out of them, but we talk about how to overcome that, overcoming, releasing your gifts, leadership by example and service, healing of body, mind, and spirit, and we wrap it up with your faith walk, even amidst doubt. So that's your everyday legacy poetry devotional, and this is the nurseann.com bookstore, updated bookstore tour for you. I hope that you'll check it out, because it is there for your inspirational wellness, along with the website. Follow, like, share, leave your comments, and share this with others who need it. And I'm going to let you look at the everyday legacy poetry devotional as we go. Have a blessed day and Happy New Year.